ahead.
All right.
We're live. You can start.
Bam.
Mm-hmm.
We is live. Is it lagging?
No, it's
Okay,
okay.
so anyways, we are live. We we is live. Welcome to the Mr. Slave Show where as always, we don't know what the show's going to be about. Yeah, with that being said, I'm going to hand the mic over to the star of the show. Take it away, Mr. Slave.
The star. I am the star of the show. The star. I'm the talent. I'm the hired talent.
That's right.
That's very funny. That's right.
And I'm the
That's
opener
right.
and closer.
Right. So Ganstar actually had a question. He asked me to do something. He said, "Hey, Steve, can one second. Let me first share my Discord." And then let me. Okay, so Ganstar said, "Hey, Slave, can you analyze something for me before you begin debate?" So where is Ganstar? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I mean, whenever he wants, I can
Star.
uh like answer his question. Let me let's start looking for debate partners. So this guy is nothing. All right, this guy
Hold on.
nothing. This server.
Before we look for some
Mm-hmm.
star,
Go ahead.
a slave.
Mm-hmm.
Before star a minute to see if he replies in the comments to see it.
I don't. Oh, I see something. Can you analyze my heavy bag boxing versus Greg?
Oh, here at comment.
But J Rock, you are roboting,
Yeah,
so
yeah. You used to do MMA, so that's a good question.
no, you are roboting. Your audio is roboting. So it's not. So it's maybe your connection. Are you using Wi-Fi
Testing.
or are you using
Yeah,
cell phone? What connection are you using? Maybe you should
I'm
drop the
using my
video.
laptop and I'm connected via Wi-Fi.
So maybe you should drop the video
It's
because the
it's
audio
on
is
his
not coming.
channel under the short.
Yeah, I'm saying maybe you should stop the video because you should stop your video. Don't use video. Use only audio. Do you understand?
Okay.
Because you are roboting terribly.
Oh, okay.
All right,
All right. Let me
Juan,
take off.
you are lagging a lot, but your hair looks good. All right. So you do MMA, so you should
All
know.
right.
Yeah.
How's my?
Where's the link? Like, go to Ganstar's channel.
Oh, yeah. Go to his channel and it's under his shorts.
All right. So Ganstar. Oh, Gan. Oops. Hitting enter instead of backspace. Gant star. Let's try this again. There it is. Ganstar. Shoits.
It's right there.
This, I guess. Mm-hmm. This is normal speed.
Yeah.
That's very fast. Wow, it's pretty good. Wow. Yeah, very good. It's out of focus. I don't. The problem is that that's good. Good kicks, good knees, good. Everything is very good, but I mean, this is very extreme. Usually, you need to defend yourself more. He's not defending his face. He needs to use his hands and elbows, to defend his face. You always need to defend your face. Um, and also when you kick, I mean, because when you kick, you're open to be kicked in the face. You need to defend as you're kicking. Let me see what how he kicks. Yeah, he's completely open. So when he kicks, so he's going to do this once, the opponent will notice it, and the opponent is going to wait for him to kick and punch him right in the face. So, so it's very intense, very, very intense. It's using a lot of force. You usually don't need so much force. When you hit someone's face, you don't need force. You can tap someone's face and knock them out. Just tap the jaw. If you tap the jaw, I mean, the fist, a fast fist that just taps the jaw, brings the person, I mean, it's lights out. Happened to me how many times? At least once. I mean, someone just tapped me on the jaw and it was lights out.
Um,
It's like in slow motion. I felt the tap on the jaw. It was a very light punch, but after about a half a second, suddenly someone turned off the lights, and then you come to within half a sec. I within half a second I came to. I prevented myself from falling. I guess I went into the chicken walk. So yeah, and you need to always defend your face. I mean, the same thing goes for Greg. I mean, what I remember him doing, I don't know what he was doing. He never defended his face. But the same thing is also true for Bruce Lee. You see Bruce Lee practicing with the heavy bag, never defending his face. I mean, these are people that don't do actual combat. So if you do actual combat, very quickly you're going to realize the most important thing is to protect your face. He's completely open every time he's kicking. His arms are wide open, so he's either going to get kicked in the face or punched in the face or elbowed in the face. I mean, it could be even worse.
okay. So Gangster's new comment, it says Greg made a new video, which is the one I want you to analyze.
1 second. So, um, yeah, only judging the punches, not defensive work. So the punches, you're not extending your jab and you're not extending your cross. It's good that you're moving in. It's like Mike Tyson used to do this, like moving in like very close into the opponent and an attack from within the uncomfort zone, like attack from very, very close range. But you don't want to do that. I mean, in general, you want to be because he had short arms. He was generally a short heavyweight. But in general, you want to extend your jab, and that means you basically need like pretend your jab is a sword. So you need to like Conor McGregor has a very good jab. He really extends. He's like a swordsman using his jab. I know. I'm saying you should still extend your jab. I mean, just extend it. Pretend your jab is a sword and pretend you're fencing. It's fencing and boxing are basically identical. In fencing, you have just a little extension, but it's the same idea. I mean, you want to be able to reach your opponent's face in one shot. So you want to extend your jab, and if you go for a cross, you want to extend your cross. You want to right. That's the idea, basically. I think. I mean, it depends on your philosophy. I mean, now what you're doing is you're killing the guy, but you're killing his body. You never punch to the face. I understand that, but in an actual fight, I mean, your punches and kicks are very powerful. There's no question about it. I mean, you're very scary. I mean, no one is going to survive an attack like that. That person does not live on this planet.
Okay.
Let me
Can you
see. So
compare
then
the
compare with Greg. Yeah, okay. Greg made a new video, which is the one I wanted to analyze. I have short arms. Greg thinks he would beat me easy. Well, it depends on the size. I mean, you could be very good, but go against someone who's much bigger, and it's gonna be hopeless. It's like what do you call that last famous fight between who's the Mayweather? Who did Mayweather? Floyd Mayweather. He fought the blonde ex wrestler, ex YouTuber or YouTuber. What was his name?
Logan Paul.
Yeah. So Logan is much heavier. Logan is basically heavyweight, and Mayweather is, I don't know, it's like very lightweight comparatively. Yeah. So Logan could have killed Mayweather. And Logan was with basically zero training, like very little training, but he's just a giant, and he's younger, so that's also a question. Like if it's like there's many parameters, so and it's mostly technique, but there's very little you can do against a larger opponent who also has even basic technique. Like yeah, it's the same for any martial art. So a much larger opponent is that's a major advantage. Like his reach. Like I fought a guy who's much bigger than me, and it's hopeless. He can kill me with one punch. It's just hopeless.
Well,
I mean, he happens that. Yeah, go ahead. J Rock, go ahead.
all right. Before we get sidetracked too much, he can we look at Greg's boxing video,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one.
yeah. I'm just responding first to the things he's saying. So yes, I agree. Heavyweight will beat lightweight nine. Of course, yeah. So let's see Greg's. So Greg, what's his name? The Greg Show,
The Chad Light Greg show, something like that.
the Chad Light
Greg.
Greg Show, Gref. There it is. So in the shorts,
Hold on. Let's see. Let have Ganstar tell us what were the videos at. If is it a short video or it's just regular videos? He says regular videos.
okay. So regular videos. I guess this one. Oh, okay, Greg versus Ganstar. Also, not extending, not defending when he's and his right as he is jabbing with not defending. So let me stop it. Let me show you the problems. See, his right arm is theoretically defending his face, but it's not because it's too far. The right hand needs to be flush against the cheek. It has to be pressing against your face because if someone now punches or kicks his right hand, so the right hand is going to punch Greg. His own right hand is going to punch him in the face, in the jaw. So it's not much of a defense. You need to have the right hand flush on your jaw. I mean, that's in boxing. Muay Thai is a little different. Muay Thai, they usually it's a completely different philosophy. But in boxing, you want to protect your jaw basically in boxing. So you want your right hand to be you want your right thumb to be on your right cheek, and you want to use your left hand to answer the phone. Sorry, you want to use your left shoulder to answer the phone. Pretend you're holding the phone with your left shoulder, so you're defending your jaw. Anyway, I don't want. I mean, okay, let's continue. Let's watch. Uh, it's a good idea as he's punching, as he's crossing. He's moving his head to the left. That's always a good idea. So always like when you jab, you want to move maybe your head to the right. When you cross, you want to move your head to the left. But you need to defend because otherwise, So right now, that's a very bad idea. He's completely open to anything. His head is completely unprotected. Yeah, it's a problem. Okay, let's continue. His right hand is too far, and he's not extending. The point of the cross is to extend, because the opponent is not going to be there. The opponent is way too far. You need to extend your cross, and it usually does like a 1 2 1 2 1 2. That usually, I don't know if that ever happens. I usually do jab jab jab, kick kick kick, jab jab, and then maybe cross. Cross is very difficult to get right, because when you move in with the cross, you're in danger. You're moving in. You have to move in with your face. Very dangerous. And yeah, but he's not using strength. He's not using power. So we saw Ganstar. Ganstar was killing the bag. Greg is not killing the bag, but like if you're able to hit your opponent, you don't need so much power. I mean, it's good to have power, but you're gonna run out of energy very quickly. I mean, you need incredible stamina to survive. I mean, I mean, your heart rate is going to go through the roof very quickly. So you don't want to use power. You want to everything, all your punches, you want them to be light, fast and light. You don't want power. Also, when you hit something, if you're using more power to drive through, you're actually pushing and you're not hitting. It's different. So if you're pushing, you're not going to cause any damage. You're just going to push the opponent away. So you just lost energy and you did nothing. You didn't inflict damage. You want the punch to be very fast and light. So you want to actually shock. You want to create a shock wave in the opponent. So you want the punch to be as fast as possible. You want to tap the opponent so that his brain is shocked, his body is shocked. So imagine you let a door go and it slams shut and you hear the slam, compared to you pushing the door and holding onto it as it closes and you're preventing the slam. So you're not inflicting as much damage to the door. Anyway, I can go on forever. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. How
It's
long?
good.
How long is the actual whole video? I can't see.
I'm not. No, no. It's an hour and 40. It's a minute and 40. But I would say, um, both of you, I think I want to see you fighting. I want to see you fighting different opponents, and then I can, say something. It's because it's mostly technique. The fact that you can generate incredible power with your punch against the bag, that's terrific. But I think the technique is also very, very important. All
Um,
right. So,
the comments. Okay, so
mhm.
I just judge the punches, but your assessment is good so far. And
Yeah, I
then
mean the punches. Look, Greg doesn't use force. I don't know why. I don't know why he doesn't use force. He's not using energy. He's expanding very little energy. Yeah, but that's also, if you go into a fight and you're expanding energy, you're gonna run out of energy very quickly. So you're gonna black out. You're gonna drop to the floor within a couple of seconds, unless you can. I mean,
he thinks
so
he. The next comment.
okay. The next, He, I think he is using some power punches, but then slowing down as he's losing energy. Let me see. I didn't go through enough. Let me see. Okay, let's play through. Let's see. Maybe oh, yeah, I wanted to hear his breathing. It's good. He's moving around the bag in the wrong direction. You need to move to the right. This in Muay Thai, you move to. His kicks are no good. He doesn't. He's yeah, yeah, his kicks are not so good. He's not flexible. He doesn't practice enough kicking, and maybe his shins are not strong enough. He hasn't done enough kicking. or maybe the this bag is unstable. I mean, it's difficult to fight against a moving bag. The bag needs to touch the floor so it doesn't move around so much. Also, it's rotating. It's very difficult, and it's a very light bag. I mean, the bag is all over the place, and he's hitting high, so the bag is very soft at the high. Um, yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not using any power, and a little bit, and both Ganstar and Greg are only doing two types of punches: left jab and right cross. But there's also other punches. There's left hook, right hook. There's many types of punches. There's uppercut. There's body shot. And there's many types that you need to practice. And there's also elbows. There is spinning back fist and spinning back elbow, and there's many types that that in a real fight, of course, you want to use as many types of punches and kicks as possible so that your opponent is always surprised. Because one of the elements, of course, of a war is the element of surprise. So if you only
Uh,
do jabs and crosses, yeah, what do you want to say?
did you see his latest comment?
Yeah, let me go through it. So, Judge, I think, all right. So he said his kicks were better than mine and said mine were terrible. No, Greg, I think Ganstar's kicks were better. Let me look at it again. No, Greg's kicks are, yeah. So I see these are kind of good knees and good teeps, push kicks. Wait, I didn't share. Hold on. Let me share it. So, and also more types, yeah, much more energy. So his shins, because maybe Gansar is shorter, so his shins are stronger. Because small people have actually stronger shins. Like a kid could kick me and break my leg because they have just shorter limbs, and shorter limbs are just stronger. There's less room for right. If it's easier to break a long stick compared to a short stick, even if they're exactly the same stick or just same parameter, except for one is long, one is short. It's much easier to break a long stick than a short stick. Some basically it's impossible to break a short stick. I mean, you can hit it and hit it. You're not gonna break it, but a long stick, right. Pretend you're hitting a stick on a punching bag. So a long stick, you can easier. It's easier to break it. Anyway, so let's see the
He
case.
the newest comment. Give us the verdict.
Uh, but I don't think. Wait, Gangstar is not even wearing gloves. So what? What is he? Is he punching or is he punching directly? That's how would you do that? Like how would you do that without? Or is he doing his? Is it palm strikes? It looks like palm strikes. So he's not punching. You need to do punches because punches are different than palm strikes. You need to practice punching. So you need to get gloves and
let's
probably
see.
wraps.
Let's
Um.
let's see more comments.
Anyway, I don't think he would destroy you because so, based off that, would you think he would destroy me? No, I don't think Greg would destroy you because he's not using enough force. His punches are not fast and not he's not using force and his kicks are not good. I didn't see like he doesn't look it doesn't look like he can inflict any damage with his kicks. The kicks need to be need to be fast, and and apply power and or impulse and his punches are also slow. So I mean if both come in with the energy expressed in the video, then Ganstar is using much more energy. So Ganstar is much more dangerous. I'd be more worried going against Ganstar. Ganstar is like going against a madman. So much more unpredictable, much more energetic. Yeah, much scarier, significantly scarier Ganstar compared to Greg. That bag was the heaviest I've ever punched. If I was not using power, it wouldn't even move. Oh, yeah, I mean, okay, I understand. Yeah, I see, I see. It's look, it's good. It's good stuff. If he tried punching the bag I was using, it wouldn't move with the punches and kicks he used in his video. Okay, that's okay. Fine. I don't know, but either way, it doesn't look like I don't know. I mean, this is true for the previous video I've seen of Greg. He does not use fast punches. He doesn't extend. He doesn't use power. I don't understand why. I mean, I don't practice like that. But maybe he has like asthma or a bad heart. I don't know. Maybe he's just tired. Maybe he's after practice. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I mean, like my when I punch a bag, I think I use much more energy. I don't have a video of me punching a bag. So unfortunately, I don't like working with a bag too much anyway. Bag work is kind of boring. I much rather, fight a person. Anyway, and with that thought, let's if there's no more questions, I guess then we can
No. Let's see. I think one more. He says.
I'm actually more defensive when fighting, but I understand looking at this, I'm not keeping my guard up. Yeah, that's why it's good to be in class and for the coach to watch you and give you feedback in real time. You have and that's a major advantage. That's why it's good to go to class. And if it's just for not just but even for punching the bag, it's good to go to class to get feedback. All right, thanks, Slave. Greg will hate your analysis.
Yeah.
I don't.
Hey,
I.
before Gangster leaves,
Hmm.
I'm gonna before Gangster leaves, I'm gonna try going live on my own channel just to troubleshoot my camera and my audio. Because I gotta fix that. So if
Wait, what do you
Gangster,
mean before he leaves? Now?
like in a few minutes, because
Like after our show?
yeah, I mean I might still be in the background muted as I'm eating breakfast, but
Oh, okay, no problem. All right, let me look for. Let me share my Discord, and let's look for our next victim. Let's see if these
all right,
guys.
I'm gonna mute myself now.
Thank you. All right. Good morning.
Oh God.
Anyone up for a debate?
Oh my God! It's this guy. Can I? I want. Hey, fuck off.
So you don't want to debate me?
Nobody wants to debate. For fuck's sake, why do you keep coming back?
I just go through all my
I
servers.
did. We've said it a bajillions of times. We don't want to debate.
Good morning. Hello? Can anybody hear me? Hello? Hello? Godfather time, can you hear me? Hello?
Forget it.
Hello?
And so you got Apple, Samsung, and
Hi.
ICT, and what's the other one?
Hey, does anybody want to debate?
No,
Well, kind
not
of doing
interested in debating at all in any
Oh,
way,
okay,
shape, or form.
okay, no problem.
We're just trying to have a chat and conversation.
Oh, okay, okay, no problem.
Meaningless trivia.
I agree that free will is limited in the ability to choose, but I generally feel like there are Actually, now that I think about it, I never examined that reality. Thank you. You're making me think now. Huh.
Yeah. We're talking free will, as in you, internal, you around you. I can't. I don't have. I have free will to reach up right now and grab a power transformer that's straight above my head. If I did, that would be the last thing I ever grabbed. But I have the complete free will to do it. But I also have the self-conscious understanding that if I did that, I would be done because I'd be grabbing about 3,000 volts DC. You see what I mean?
No, I know
I
what
have
you
the free
mean.
will to reach it. It's right there. It's actually within reach. It's under 7 feet from my point of position.
I
Wait.
think you should test it.
Wait, can I ask a question about free will? Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
What's the definition of free will? Did you define it?
Yeah, the basic idea behind free will is the freedom of choice. That's how I define freedom of choice.
All right. So I guess how do you define freedom?
Which means I took the complete free choice not to touch the transformer's output.
No, but how do you define freedom?
Freedom. How do you define freedom? The ability to choose yes or no. That's the basic idea. Yes, I want to do this, or no, I don't want to.
And how do you define choice, like to choose? What's the definition of to choose?
I can choose vanilla or I can choose chocolate. I
Right.
can choose to walk out my door. I can choose to stay inside.
Right.
You know, any choice that's made, any option. Choices are basically options.
Right. But how do you define them? I mean, what's the definition? I guess like
I can right now within 30 seconds choose coffee, milk, Coca-Cola, beer, whiskey, rum, water, orange juice, apple juice, and chocolate. Chocolate, it's like a slushy thing.
Let me ask you this. What's the difference between you choosing one of these drinks and a pebble rolling down a hill? Right? Because you could view, assuming physicalism.
Because
Mhm.
I'm controlled by a mind, my brain.
But your brain is just neurons.
The rock has no mind.
Right.
So you're now comparing an inanimate object that is just moving through physics, like as in mechanical physics, to something that actually has an intelligence to control.
Right, but
But I'm
intelligence.
already done debating.
Wait, what?
I'm not arguing. I'm not going to argue.
Oh, you're not gonna argue?
I don't want to argue.
You don't want to argue? Wait, did he leave?
Yep.
So, do you want to continue the discussion?
I think he had a valid point, you know? Like we are self-aware beings. I would say that even animals have free will to a certain extent. They have the ability to choose.
Fine, no.
In fact,
But
they
okay. No, my question is, look, we said choice. You can choose vanilla or chocolate, but how is that different than a pebble rolling down the hill, assuming that your choice is based on neuronal activity, and neuronal activity is just electrochemical activity. It's just the laws of nature. So a pebble rolling down the hill is using gravity and electromagnetism, and your brain works mostly on electromagnetism, but also, yeah, basically, I mean, it's very similar. So you are a biological, you're at the end of the day, you're just a mechanical. You're just a mechanical contraption.
I know, but the problem, like I earlier said in this conversation, is that if you think that the world is only physical, you know, then there's a problem. You know, because free will takes the idea of you have to have something spiritual also. Because
So, I mean, assuming, so what do you mean by spiritual? How do you define spiritual?
you know, that's a good question. Spiritual is anything that is not physical or unseen. That's what it is. It's not seen.
So
It's
what
like
is
faith. Yeah.
what is
But
it?
like I believe in a spirit, I believe in a soul,
No,
I believe in the mind.
no,
Those are all unseen things.
no. Those are completely measurable in a
You can't
laboratory.
measure the mind.
Yeah,
You can't measure the mind.
no, of course you can. You can use MRI, fMRI to see
That's
exact.
only physical. It's only
But you
physical.
can see, you
There's more
can
to it.
you can measure when a person says that when a person lies, these are completely measurable with fMRI and who knows what other technologies, but at least with fMRI, I mean, you could see the brain, basically the brain activity in real time. And it's basically possible, especially with AI, to know what you're thinking about. It's even possible to have an image of what you're thinking about using fMRI
Yes,
and
I
a.
know, but say for example, if I take away the MRI, you can still lie, cheat, and steal, or do any of those good things that, and the same thing applies in the spiritual. Now, if you take away the belief in the physical world, it still exists.
No, no, no. But even your belief that there is a spiritual world, even that is measurable using fMRI and using brain scanning techniques. So, what is spiritual? What is it? I understand physical. Physical is, what you see is what you get, what I can measure. So,
Well, the same thing applies to the spiritual. It's just that a lot of people are not aware of the spiritual realm. As far as I'm concerned, the spiritual is just as natural as it's supernatural, yeah, but it's just as natural as the real world. It's just an extension of the real world.
is it
Uh,
is it measurable? Can you measure the spiritual?
It's not like you can go into the spirit realm with the ruler and physically measure it. It's spiritual.
Then
It's like a different dimension.
how do you know anything spiritual exists if you cannot measure it?
Through experience. It's very simple. Like
That's
just because you don't believe in it
that's
doesn't mean it's
measurable.
not real. See, this is
Experience
no,
is
this is a problem. This is a problem of ideology. This is a problem of ideology. See, atheism denies the existence of things spiritual or God, right? And it substitutes science as the religion. You see, and it's a difference in ideology because some people think that the world is only physical,
no,
that the
what your
world is
evidence.
not. There's
No,
more.
but if what is your evidence of anything spiritual? Give me the evidence. What is your evidence that there's anything
I mean, what what
spiritual?
what do you see in the media? You see things about witchcraft. You see things about magic. All these things are spiritual in nature. You have God. You have religion.
One
You have
second.
all these other things.
Wait, so you have evidence of magic? You have evidence of God? I mean, what evidence? Show, can you present your evidence?
Yeah, the various witches that have existed throughout time, the various warlocks that have existed throughout time.
Wait.
Pretty
What do you
simple.
mean throughout time? I mean, what evidence? Show me. Let's discuss a witch. So you think you have evidence for a witch ever have existed?
Yeah, they still exist to this age.
Fine. What's your evidence?
Well, I don't know. Maybe Harry Potter. Maybe I'm not using this as evidence of the reality of witchcraft. I'm just saying that is evidence of these things. That's evidence of that these things exist and are
Wait a
real
minute.
on some
Wait.
level. I'm
I
not
don't.
saying that movies are the reality of witchcraft. I'm just saying that it depicts witchcraft, and therefore that is evidence in and of itself.
What do you mean? The fact that I make a movie about witchcraft makes witchcraft a real thing? I don't understand. That's what you're
Okay,
saying?
so okay, I'm going to change it up a little bit. You're
Mm-hmm.
talking about what is observable, all right?
Okay, yeah.
Whether it be in the mind, whether it be in the spiritual, whatever you're talking about, it has to be observable, or something has to be there for you to be able to talk about, all right? And so my entire philosophy is based off of what is observable, whether it be philosophy, whether it be the mind, or whatever it is, it has to be observable. If the Democrats are talking about one subject, what they're saying may not be true, but they're talking about something. They're seeing something metaphorically that they're talking about, and they're saying something. So what I try and do is I bypass the words, I bypass the literal words of what they're saying, and I try and observe what they're observing in the mental realm, right? and then that is the reality of what they are talking about. See, communication is listening, and listening is listening to what is not
Wait,
seen.
you said
So so
you said
go ahead.
Democrats? Who are you referring
It was
to?
just an example. It was just an
Oh,
example.
okay, okay.
Like for
Hmm.
it was a personal example
Okay,
where
okay,
like
yeah, I got it.
I
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so I you were talking about what is observable. I think that even in spiritual things, it is observable, albeit under a different perhaps it's not physical, yes, but you can still observe it.
So
There are
fine.
all types of things you
So fine. So you said, for example, you said witches. You said you have evidence for witches. You've observed evidence for witches. I'm saying, could you please share the evidence with me so we can, discuss the evidence?
well, there's what the media portrays about these types of people. And
Wait,
then there's the real life people who are aware of being psychic is considered witchcraft, at least from a biblical perspective.
wait
You
one
know, I've
second.
met multiple.
Wait, I don't
Uh,
understand. Wait, can you present evidence so we can discuss the evidence of witchcraft?
I mean, if I could bring the people who consider themselves Wiccan or other types of witches, then yeah, we could talk about it with them. But I can't bring my witnesses forward who proclaim
Wait a
to
minute.
be, you
Wait, so
know,
you okay, okay, fine.
But
No, no, fine, fine, fine.
both of you are going to have different sources of knowledge. So
No, no, one second. No, no,
one thing
no.
can be
No,
yeah,
no.
one thing can be evidence for you, one thing won't be evidence for them.
No, no,
well,
absolutely not. I disagree. No, no. He said, um, what's his name? Who am I talking to?
Joshua 37. My name is Joshua
Joshua
37.
37. So Joshua 37 said that he can bring witnesses who would testify that they are Wiccan. That's good evidence. We can find. But the problem. Okay, so let's discuss that piece of evidence. So the problem with that is, these people are saying something. They could be lying, right? They might be making money from saying that. They might be selling books. They might be.
Right. Okay, let me say this then. Within
Mhm.
every field, you'll always have liars, whether it be the
Exactly.
spiritual field, whether it be the scientific field. But
Exactly.
that doesn't mean it's not real, right? So the whole idea behind these atheistic scientific communities, there's a secondary agenda behind them other than to find out what is real, is that they deny the existence of anything spiritual, and it's like
No,
like a perfect example of this ideology is in the TV show Bones or TV shows like Bones, where they make kind of like a statement that like these spiritual ideas are bullcrap and science is just another form of religion, right? And these people who are considered mentally ill, are experiencing spiritual things that the scientific
I
community
don't.
labels
I
as
don't.
mental illness.
I don't watch television. I have no idea what you're referring to. But hold on. So
Uh, what?
I wait a minute. So I said, okay, you said you can bring as evidence people who would claim that they are witches, and I said, well, maybe they're lying. So you said, yeah, everybody could be lying. Yeah, everybody could be lying. So you said that's not evidence that there is no witchcraft. Fine, but still, there is. You still did not present, strong evidence. You presented what we would call weak evidence because, these people have an interest. If they would testify, they have an interest to just lie. A better test of their ability to perform witchcraft would be, okay, can you perform, ask them, can you perform witchcraft? What can you perform? And under laboratory conditions, let them perform their witchcraft.
Okay,
And
so the only problem I have is you said under laboratory conditions. See, you're trying to make the spiritual physical, and that's not always the case. But you can observe results. You can observe results. So I
has
think that anything
has
in the
anyone
world that is observable is real. So for example, the only thing that you have to believe in is something that you're ignorant of. So if I'm ignorant of God, I have to believe in God. If I am ignorant of Satan, I have to believe in
No,
Satan.
no,
I
hold
know
on.
that
I
those
don't
two things
understand.
exist.
I don't understand your logic. No, no, but let's stick to the laboratory conditions test. I mean, has anyone ever tested uh witchcraft in laboratory conditions.
I don't know. Maybe they have, but I think that if you brought in a witch who could perform healing, you could observe them genuinely performing
Yes,
healing through
that's right.
magic.
So has anyone ever tested this like scientifically? With
I don't know if it's official or not. Okay, the official
so
science,
fine,
they,
fine.
they want an official narrative.
That's
Maybe
fine.
they have. I don't know.
Right, right,
I,
that's
I'm sure
fine.
they could.
That's fine.
Okay.
So for
Mis-
now, so okay, fine. So for now, we don't have any scientific evidence of witchcraft. This has to be the
That we're aware of.
fine. Yes,
That is
yes,
official.
yes,
Yes, we
yes,
have evidence of it everywhere, but it's
yes,
not
yes.
accepted within the mainstream
I
information
don't. I'm not
circles that
saying.
exist in
I'm
the
not
world.
saying. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, for us in this discussion, right? We want to have. We want to have. Scientific evidence. You said it should be possible for such a test to be performed. We're just not aware if this test has ever been performed. So until then, I would put a big question mark on witchcraft.
Can I say something? Yeah, let me say something. So just because it's not that it hasn't been tested. Like people test witchcraft all the time. The problem is that the people who are in control, they control the information, so that way they can control public opinion. It's basically manufactured consent. All right, all of these things that you can study, Taoism, all of it, it's all observable, whether it be spiritual or not. All information is observable. It comes from a source, whether it be God or the devil. See, everything is observable. So it is real. It doesn't just take faith. Yes, faith and belief is a part of reality. It takes faith to believe in certain things. And atheism is just a form of denial of the spiritual things, you see? And that's why I disagree with atheism. It's a denial of God rather than accepting it, because it's obvious that God exists if you observe it, you see? You can observe it by the world that we live in,
Wait a minute.
by the fact.
Oh, hold on. No. Let's stick to the topic. So you're claiming now that the people who are in control of science, they are lying. Basically, that's what you're claiming. That
Yes.
they control the information flow. So really, you're saying maybe there were tests conducted that proved witchcraft to be true, but the people in control of the information, the quote scientist, the scientific establishment, let's call it, you're saying, well, they are lying to us. They're hiding from us the results of these tests. Is that
Yeah, yeah. For example, I could go to my friend who I know is a witch, who I know has performed witchcraft, who, for all intents and purposes, I can believe her when she says that she performed it and she did it. In fact, I could probably go to her right now and ask her, "Can you show me evidence of can I see the results of your witchcraft in a physical way?" And I'm sure that she could do that. But if I went into the scientific community after all of that, I got my degree, I was in a position. See, the problem is that they control it through peer review, right? And if it's not accepted by the mainstream propaganda agenda, whatever, if it's not accepted by the establishment,
so?
then it's denied.
Okay,
You don't
fine.
get peer review.
Fine. So, but now you have to explain what is their interest to block this information from us. What do they gain from?
Well,
Hmm.
money, they gain money, they gain
How
power,
do
they
they
gain
gain?
control.
How do they gain money and power?
How do they gain money and power? I mean, it's
Through.
pretty simple. You have people
Mhm.
who exist within positions of power, right? They
Mhm.
want to control the masses. They want to control people for power's sake, for
Mhm.
money's sake, for spiritual reasons. You see, they all have a certain interest. That's just the way it is.
But why would the people that didn't want to deny witchcraft win and control the scientific establishment more than the people who believe in witchcraft? Certainly,
Because
Well,
the people who, because, go ahead.
certainly
it
the
says in the Bible. It says in the Bible that witchcraft and magic is forbidden. So if you're looking for any kind of magic, you're going to have to go through Satan.
Right, exactly.
no,
That's
no.
exactly
My
what it is.
question.
Witchcraft is satanic. Witchcraft is
No,
satanic. It
my
is demonic,
question.
and it is a real thing.
My question is, so you're saying, my question is, why you're claiming that the entire scientific establishment worldwide is controlled by those who want to deny witchcraft? I'm asking, why did those who want to deny witchcraft basically take over the scientific establishment? What edge do they have over those who
Because
believe?
it's a spiritual thing from Satan. It's basically it. Satan is the god of this world, right? Satan is the god of this world,
Mhm.
and yes, witchcraft is satanic. But if he can get people to deny reality, to deny the spiritual reality, to be in denial of God, then he's already won the battle. You see, because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers. The entire reason why he wants people to deny spiritual things, probably including witchcraft, is so that way they don't believe in God. Because witchcraft is real, but it's demonic and from Satan,
Okay, so
right? And that's
okay.
why it's
So
forbidden.
okay, so your theory is that Satan is helping the atheists to control the scientific establishment, to
Let me talk to
deny.
you. Let me say
Mhm,
something.
mhm,
Atheism and,
mhm.
and satanic churches and satanic churches, Satanism is a form of atheism. Atheism is a form of Satan, and that's
Fine.
saying something right there.
So okay, so you're saying that Satan is communicating, is in cahoots with the atheists in order to deny the truth that witchcraft is true.
Well, I think
That's
No,
your
Satan is
the atheists.
Satan.
that's your
Go ahead.
theory.
Sorry, go ahead. Yes. Atheists, they don't believe in a Satan. They don't believe in Satan at all.
Well, then why do they go to
All right.
why do they practice Satanism then if denial of God is Satanism? Why do they go to Satanistic gathering? I mean, that's evidence right there that the atheism is Satanism because you're denying God. Because God is God. It says in the Word of God that He is evident throughout His creation, and so that is a form of Satanism, even by biblical standards. And there's evidence of that. It's pretty self-evident.
Have you seen Matt Dillahunty's talk about Satan? He doesn't believe in Satan.
That doesn't mean He's not real.
All right. Okay, fine. Let's go with, I guess, Joshua 37. You're saying that Satan is real, atheists are in cahoots with Satan, and the interest of Satan and the atheists is to hide the truth that Satan is real, God is real, witchcraft is real, right? Let's go with Joshua 37, okay? Is that your thesis, Joshua 37?
Well, I guess that's the basic idea behind what I'm saying.
Fantastic. Do you have any evidence to support this theory? Is there any
Yeah,
evidence?
the Bible and the real world, and I like everything I just talked about.
Okay,
It's
okay.
obvious. The media, see, people listen to the media more than they do anything
No,
else. And the
but
media is
let's
constantly criticizing these things unless they specifically
wait.
have media
Okay,
about.
okay. So you're saying one piece of evidence is that the media is also in cahoots. All right, so we can agree that all the elites are in cahoots with Satan to deny Satan and deny God and deny witchcraft and deny
I
spirituality.
mean, hey, the greatest lie that was ever told was that
Fine.
Satan was not real.
Fine,
That Satan is not real. Huh?
fine. Now, my question is, what's your evidence? What's your evidence that this cahoots exists? You're saying these
I
people.
don't know. Maybe Freemasonry, maybe Skull and Bones,
Wait,
maybe
wait, slow down.
all these
Okay,
secret
okay, wait.
society
No,
organizations that
wait,
exist.
slow down, one by one. So you're saying maybe the Freemasons, that's the evidence? How is that the evidence?
They're a very big
There's
organization,
just
and it's obvious that they have Luciferian agendas based off of the information that is available about their organization.
wait. I'm familiar with the Freemasons. So the Freemasons are just a group. They actually believe in God, and you have to believe in God in order to join them. They don't mention Satan. I went through the
Well,
process.
just because it's not talked about doesn't mean it's not there.
Wait, what's your okay?
You don't.
Wait, but I'm asking for evidence. What's your evidence that this cabal is taking place? do you have any
Well,
evidence?
number one, the
Mhm.
fact that you can talk about it. Number two,
Wait. Number one.
uh,
Let's no.
the
Stop.
fact that
Stop with number one. It's good enough. So the fact that I can talk about something that I can what I don't understand. The fact that I can talk about something is evidence that that thing exists.
so unless you're fabricating a story, which is what lying is,
Wait,
then
what?
yes, as long
No,
as you're
you
being
saying
honest, if you can talk about it, it exists.
I don't understand. If I can talk about something, then it exists. I
Yeah,
don't
pretty much. That's the basic idea.
know.
If I can talk about, some event that happened, there's some truth to it, even if I'm not portraying the most accurate results of that event.
I mean, I can talk about. I mean, fine, but that's like very, very weak evidence. That's like if I can consider the weakest possible evidence of something, that's the fact that I can think it up. If
No,
I
the
Mhm,
problem I have with your way of thinking is
mhm.
that it's a very humanistic way of thinking.
What do you mean
It's
humanistic?
a very limited way of thinking. You
What do you
see,
mean
and it's
limited?
all like evidence. You have criteria for what is evidence and for what is not
I'm
evidence.
open. I
I don't put it into the same
I'm
criteria
completely.
because anything that is observable is evidence. So
I agree.
if
You
an
didn't.
event happens
I never
and something
rejected.
is being talked
I
about
didn't
as a
reject.
result of that event, that is evidence
I
of it. Circumstantial evidence is very
I
important.
didn't reject any of your evidence. I'm just saying it's very weak. I'm not rejecting
I
your
know, but
evidence.
just because it's weak, so it's a basic principle. It's a principle that applies to everything. And just because,
No, but
and when a
but
lot of weak, hold on, when a lot of weak evidence piles up on one another, it becomes a strong claim, right? Is that a fair thing to say?
sure, but we still need to analyze it. Like many people talk about God, so so let's analyze God seriously. Let's analyze the God hypothesis, scientifically. The fact that many people believe in something, yeah, that's evidence that maybe that thing exists, or something. Yeah, it's very good.
Well, all I need to go is go to various different people who are Christians who have been saved genuinely, and I can look at testimonies on YouTube. I can talk to my Christian friends who came out of various forms of that they realized later was Satan. I can talk to various different Christians all around the world.
Right, but
I
sure,
can
sure,
talk to
I
various different
agree.
Satanists
I
around the world
completely
to know that they're real.
I completely agree. I'm just saying, but once we have gathered evidence, that's not the end of the road. Now we need to go through, sift through the evidence, analyze each piece of evidence, and see maybe we can disprove, disqualify the evidence. We are truth seekers. I am a truth seeker. I hope you're a truth seeker. You're interested in the truth, whatever it might be. So we need to scrutinize the evidence and not just say, "Okay, we have a pile of evidence. Good enough. I'm good to go." No, that's not how you seek truth. You have to go
Jesus.
through each piece of evidence and scrutinize it to your limits, to your maximal abilities, and you have to go through each piece of evidence one by one. And any testimony you have to go through each testimonial, and and consider the possibility that your witness is lying, and see, does he have an interest to lie? Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But you need I would slow down. I mean, it's good that you have a lot of evidence and a lot of testimonials, but now starts, there's a lot of work ahead of you before you can conclude either way. I would be agnostic.
My evidence is the mental health system that tries to deny the existence of things spiritual. That's God.
Wait, what? Your evidence? Well, I mean, I'm saying there's plenty of evidence. We need to go through each. Just saying the title of a piece of evidence, that's a good start. But now we need to go through the process of going through the evidence.
Oh, well, how about you go through the process rather than me because I've already been through the process.
It's good to be open-minded and always, as a truth seeker, it's a good idea. I mean, if you want to be a truth seeker, then you need to be open-minded on every day, every minute, every second, to the possibility that you're wrong about everything, and
I know, but after a certain point, you have to evolve into I know what I know now.
That's
Because
not.
I used to be.
I understand, but
That's a logical step.
I understand, but
Let's see here.
it's
I want to read what's in the fellowship of VC. For you're not in the flesh, but in the spirit, if so be that the spirit of God dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Christ, he is none of us. Right.
okay. I have to go. This was a very interesting discussion. Thank you very much. I'll see you around. Have a great day. Bye bye. All right. Oh, J Rock is gone. Everyone is gone. So let's see. Maybe this. Thanks, Lev. All right. So Ganstar, are you still here in chat? Juan, I have to go. Okay, I'll go live in 40. Okay. All right, you guys are, I guess, having a good time. Anyway, so this was an two interesting discussions. One about boxing and kicking techniques and with a punching bag, and the other was a discussion about a little bit of free will and evidence for against magic, spirituality, Satan, and God. Very, very interesting discussions. All right, everyone. I guess I'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. That's the next time that I'll be streaming. Have a great day. Bye bye.